Stop that now!
Who am I?
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Now, come on now.
Sneako is the newest piece of trash that the self-help industrial pipeline has shut out, and in my opinion he is by far the worst. When we think of people who are problematic in the manosphere, a lot of our minds might go to Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, or even Jordan Peterson.
You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people.
But all of these people have what Sneako lacks: intelligence. And this isn't just an at-home attack on Sneako. I'm going to elaborate on why this is true throughout the video. But with all of the main red pill guys that I'd just spoken about, all of their arguments at least follow something which we call in philosophy modus tollens and modus ponens logical arguments.
Now the idea of a logically valid argument is to say that the structure of it is indisputable, that we can not dispute that the conclusion follows from the premises. There might be other ways to go about it. You might have many criticisms of the argument. For once, you might say, well, look, the premise that you told me, it isn't even true. So then the conclusion doesn't follow if the premises aren't even true. But if you've written a valid argument, then everybody should be able to agree that your argument is indeed valid in the sense that the conclusion does indeed follow from the premises. Let's
take Andrew Tate's women can't drive example.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying in general, if every man was honest with himself, if he were to ask him, what's the worst driving you've ever seen? What's the most uncomfortable you've ever been in a car? What's the worst parking you've ever seen? If you were to ask him and he was honest and he wasn't on the internet worried about getting canceled or trying to be correct or looking up statistics or any dumb shit, he'd probably say, I was in the car with this chick once and she nearly killed me. That is not saying women are bad creatures. I'm not saying all women drive that way. It doesn't mean that I don't think females should have a right to drive, etc. I'm saying in general, I think that men have faster reaction times. We are more interested in cars. We enjoy driving more. We pay more attention than women do. That is my experience.
Now this argument may be flawed, but it is logical. He has a premise that is backed up with data, as shaky as that data might be, and then from that he makes his conclusion. Now to go back to Sneako, most of the time he simply doesn't do this. The vast majority of Sneako's arguments seem to be based on how someone looked, rather than any position they actually hold.
Why do you look like that? You're the largest baby I've ever seen. We just watched somebody overweight do 10 push-ups.
This is what he has built his brand off of, effectively making fun of people for how they look. And the reason why this is happening might just be because either Sneako is stupid and or has a short attention span, or Sneako's audience is stupid and or has a short attention span. From an hour-long video that Mr. Beard made on Sneako, guess how much of it Sneako was able to watch? Around 3 minutes, and I don't mean 3 minutes continually, I mean 3 minutes over 2 days, having to take constant breaks in between these viewings to go and watch something or someone else, because, well, to put it simply, he just wasn't mentally able to engage with the content. From all of the content that I've seen from Sneako, and I'd suggest you go and watch his content as well to fully understand what he is saying, it would seem that this is how he decides whether someone's opinion is correct or not. Does this person look like a traditional male/female? If yes, this person is correct. If no, this person is incorrect. There is a bit of leeway with these definitions, but generally it is the resurgence of the anti-blue-haired feminist rhetoric, where how you look matters more than what you are saying. But using this kind of logic, or the lack thereof, has many downsides.
A month off of social media because being exposed to...
This is chat. Oh no. Oh no.
As an abuser was very difficult on my mental health. My purpose is to create, inspire, and abuse.
Oh no. Chat, don't say I'm afraid. I've already talked to him on a live stream. I've already had a debate with him. The guy looked dumb. And I mean, look here. Oh no.
God is the one who gave me this purpose. So...
Free Willy.
Here we have Sneako reacting to a video from Mr. Beard where Mr. Beard is doing a parody of the apology video from Sienna May after she sexually assaulted Jack Wright. Sneako doesn't know this because he just doesn't care. Sneako's reaction to the video is one of disgust, and calls him in the title a soy boy mainly for doing this dance and the way in which he presents himself. How do I know this? Because Sneako doesn't actually watch the video, and that is all that Sneako has to go off of. But I wonder how Sneako would react to someone like Kai Green.
The world is a vampire, sent to drain, secret destroyers hold you up to the flame. And what do I get for my pain? Betrayed desire and a piece of the game.
Kai Green is a bodybuilder and dancer, coming from a background where singing and dancing was looked down upon, and he was able to find an out through bodybuilding. I wonder what Sneako's reaction to that clip would be, or even this clip. Would he say that Kai is masculine or feminine? Are Kai's opinions right, or are they wrong? You see, this is the problem with Sneako's thinking. Not everyone falls into this binary, where you are able to tell what they think from just looking at them. Sometimes you can, but the vast majority of the time, for the vast majority of people, their views on niche issues, like those relating to mating and dating, have nothing to do with one's physical appearance. There is no pro-choice chic, or pro-life a la mode. There is no there are just eyelashes, and the varied views of those who wear them. The thing with Sneako is that he's able to be reasonable. I've seen it happen. For some strange reason he only seems to be reasonable when talking to women, but that is a topic for another day. If Sneako is able to be reasonable, then why doesn't he take that reason into these multi-man debates that he has? Well, to put it simply, it's because he thinks that's boring, and because all of this content is boring, he has to make stuff that is entertaining.
Stop that now! Get off of TikTok! Get off of Instagram and make money on it! Why are you scrolling? Why do you know the Kardashians' lives, but you don't know who the Queen of England is? You're so dumb! You're so stupid! No!
It's funny because Sneako talks down on these apps that give instant gratification like TikTok. However, he produces the same dopamine rush content that TikTok promotes. Here's the thing, when it comes to content relating to mating and dating, intersocial relationships, and quite literally the entirety of politics, the fact that these topics are boring is a feature, not a bug. These are complex topics that need to actually be analyzed, and the best content creators on the platform are able to do this in entertaining ways. Look at ContraPoints, for example, or even Steven Crowder. We might disagree with him, but at least he's doing some kind of research over there, and the people watching him seem to find something enjoyable about it. It is possible to be both entertaining and informative. A lot of people do it, but the problem isn't just that you don't do it. The problem is that you are very entertaining, but you also cause people to think less logically, relying on how people look in order to form opinions about them, rather than actually engaging with the arguments themselves. And this sort of thinking is rubbing off on your fans.
I'm a teacher and I teach 6th grade. We've been in school for 3 days now, and within these 3 days, the amount of young 11-year-old boys that have told me that they love Andrew Tate is ridiculous. This man is really affecting the minds of young men. I had a boy today, 11, turn to a girl and tell her that she's fat. Women need to be thin. She sits at home and she eats all day, and that she's like every other girl in the world, and that she uses men to get money. And at least he's a hardworking man and he works for his money. They're 11. Okay, you need to be aware of what your kids are watching, because this is ridiculous and it's really affecting kids.
I'm gonna start being in this category. There's gonna be teachers pretty soon saying this shit about me.
Young kid.
I don't know, that kid seems pretty base to me.
Here we have Sneako saying that eventually, 6th graders are going to become misogynistic, and this is something he is happy about. The problem is he is most likely right. His content is much more consumable than Tate's content, because he is more funny, and because Tate isn't on YouTube anymore, actively having a negative impact on the lives of young people, because it's based, apparently. But this kind of disregard for others is somewhat of a common trope in Sneako's content.
That's not really true, dude. I just thought it was pretty unprofessional, like flaking multiple times in a row. I mean, I think as a YouTuber, there's like a professional courtesy thing, right? Which I think most YouTubers extend. So like flaking last minute after someone announces the event is like kind of like, I don't know, I think a shitty move.
I had other things to do.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a little shitty to like let someone make the event and then just flake last second? And then your excuse is like, oh, dude, they have more clout. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, I had to be on a bigger podcast.
Sneako as a creator is a symptom of a much larger issue, that issue being the mixing of comedy with politics or social issues, and it's very similar to a problem in politics that I like to call the dumb cookie problem. There are two people running for office, however one of them offers everyone that votes for him a cookie, and the other does not, because the voters in this scenario don't actually care about politics. They go with the guy that gives them the cookie, and then he ends up winning. Sneako is the politician with the cookie. The reason why his ideas are catching on aren't because they are groundbreaking, interesting, or even good, it's because he is able to say them in a funny way, and the people in his audience eat this up because it is easy content. Why read The Wealth of Nations, when you can watch Sneako be funny, run around and say for 3 hours? Both have an agenda that they are trying to push, but one is just so much more palatable than the other. That's the video for today. Make sure to like and share this video, and remember, this world is a joke, and I'm the punchline.